Hey viewers, welcome to African Tales by Afi. Please kindly click the subscribe button to get notified for more amazing stories. In the heart of the bustling city of Luma, there lived a girl named Amara. She worked as a cleaner in one of the finest hotels in town, the Royal Orchid. Its floors sparkled like sunshine, its curtains flowed like silk, and rich people came and went like kings and queens in a storybook. Amara wasn't rich. She wore a simple blue uniform, tied her headscarf neatly, and pushed her mop proudly. Even though her shoes were old and her phone was always on 5%, Amara smiled through everything. She had big dreams, but life hadn't let her chase them yet. One cloudy morning, as the sky growled and threatened rain, Amara dashed across the street with her mop in one hand and a half-eaten puff-puff in the other. "You're late again," shouted her best friend, Zeno, from the hotel gates. "Madame Adouk will scream your ears off." Amara laughed. "Let her scream. I'll just mop up her anger." Suddenly, from the corner of the road, a sleek black car turned too fast, tires screeching and windows tinted like sunglasses. Inside sat a tall man with a serious face and a heart full of storm clouds. His name was Dare Okoye, the billionaire who owned half the city, some said. "Slow down, sir," his driver begged. "I'll drive," Dare muttered. "I need to think." But as the car turned sharply, Amara stepped right into its path. Screech! There was a crash, a scream, and Amara's puff-puff flew through the air like a football. Her mop spun like a dancer and slapped the side of the car. The whole street gasped. "Amara!" Zeno cried, racing forward. Dare jumped out of the car, his eyes wide. "Oh no! I didn't see her! Somebody help!" Amara groaned from the ground. "Is that puff-puff still okay to eat?" Dare knelt beside her. "I am so sorry. Are you hurt? Can you move?" She blinked at him. "Wait. Are you Dare Okoye? The one on the billboard with the shiny wristwatch?" He sighed. "Yes. That's me." Amara moaned. "Great. First I'm late to work. Then I get hit by a billionaire." The hospital smelled like bleach and medicine. Amara lay in bed with a bandage on her head and a sling on her arm. She didn't like being still. It made her think too much. Dare sat beside her, quiet and stiff. "You don't have to sit there like a statue," Amara said. "I feel responsible," Dare replied. "You've already said sorry, like 10 times. "I don't say sorry often," he admitted. "But you're different." Amara squinted. "Different how?" "You remind me of my little sister," Dare said, his voice softer now. "She used to work hard, just like you. I lost her in a car crash, one I couldn't stop." Amara looked away. "Oh. I couldn't protect her," Dare added. "But maybe I can help you." Outside, the city buzzed with whispers. "Did you hear? Dare Okoye hit a hotel cleaner. She's just pretending to be hurt to get his money. He visits her every day." Something's going on." Back at the hotel, Zeno frowned at her phone. "Amara, people are talking nonsense about you." "Let them talk," Amara mumbled. "The truth doesn't need a loud voice." "But why is he still coming to see you?" Zeno pressed. Amara shrugged. Her heart beat fast whenever Dare walked into her room with juice, flowers, or terrible jokes that somehow made her laugh. "He's not what I expected," she finally said. Zeno blinked. You like him? Amara rolled her eyes. I didn't say that. But you didn't say no either. Zeno teased, giggling. Outside the door, Dare leaned against the wall, listening quietly. He smiled and whispered to himself, maybe this wasn't just an accident after all. After 2 weeks in the hospital, Amara was finally discharged. The doctor said her arm would heal soon, but the real wound was deeper, on her spirit. Everywhere she went, eyes followed her. Some were full of pity, others full of judgment. You see her? A woman whispered at the bus stop. She's the cleaner the billionaire hit. She's acting like a celebrity now, another muttered. I heard she wants to sue him. Amara sighed and clutched her bag tighter. She never asked for fame. All she wanted was to go back to work, mop floors, and dream in peace. But life had other plans. At the Royal Orchid Hotel, Madame Leduc stood with her hands on her wide hips, lips tight. Amara, she said sharply. You've caused plenty walla for this hotel. Madam, Amara said gently, I didn't ask to be hit. That's not the point. Since that incident, cameras are always around here. Reporters, gossipers, asking nonsense questions. And now that man is still following you around. Amara looked down. He's just trying to help. Well, Madame Leduc said, raising a brow. Help from a man like that never comes without a price. Before Amara could answer, Zeno burst in, waving her phone. Amara! Look! You and Dare are trending again. Amara groaned. Oh no. What now? Zeno read aloud, Billionaire Dare seen carrying flowers to visit mysterious cleaner again, is it love or guilt? Amara grabbed the pillow on the nearest chair and covered her face. Can I just disappear, please? Zeno laughed. But you must admit, he's fine. I'm not blind. And he's rich. I'm not greedy. And he smiles whenever you're near. I'm not. You like him. I don't. Amara said, throwing the pillow. Zeno caught it and winked. Keep lying to yourself. Later that day, Amara sat at a quiet cafe near her street. She wore a cap and dark glasses, hoping to hide from prying eyes. But Dare still found her. Disguise doesn't suit you, he said, sliding into the seat across from her. Amara raised a brow. How did you find me? He pointed to the 2 boys outside waving excitedly at his car. You're famous now, remember? She sighed. I didn't ask for this. I know, Dare said, his voice calm. That's why I came. He reached into his pocket and placed a folded paper on the table. What's this? Amara asked. A job offer. Amara's eyes widened. Excuse me? I want you to work with me, Dare explained. Not as a cleaner, but as part of my team. You're smart, bold, and honest. I could use someone like you. She blinked. Why me? Because, he said, you challenge me. You're not scared of my money. You treat me like a person, not a headline. Amara looked down at the paper, then back at him. What if people say I'm only doing it for your money? Dare shrugged. Let them talk. The truth doesn't change because of noise. They sat in silence for a moment before she asked quietly, why do you really care? Dare hesitated, then said, because the day I hit you, something in me shifted. I've lived my whole life in boardrooms and bulletproof cars. But when I saw you lying there, hurt because of me, it made me feel something I hadn't in a long time, fear. Fear? She whispered. Yes. Fear of losing someone I didn't even know yet. Amara's eyes filled with tears, but she quickly wiped them. You sound like one of those dramatic movie guys. He smiled. Maybe I am. That night, Amara sat at the edge of her bed, staring at the job offer. Zeno paced the room like a nervous auntie. So let me get this straight, Zeno said. He wants you to work in his company, with a better salary, air conditioning, and probably free lunch? Amara nodded slowly. And your biggest problem is what people might say? Amara bit her lip. It's not just people. It's me. I don't know if I belong in his world. Zeno placed a hand on her shoulder. Listen, my friend. The world will always talk. But you? You deserve to be wherever your heart dares to go. Amara looked up. Dares to go? Zeno giggled. You see what I did there? They both laughed until their stomachs hurt. The next morning, Amara walked into Dare's company, tall buildings, shiny elevators, and workers in fancy suits. She wore a simple yellow dress, her natural hair in a neat bun, and confidence in her heart. As she stepped into the office, Dare looked up and smiled. Welcome, Amara. She smiled back. Let's see what this new beginning looks. Amara adjusted her ID badge for the third time that morning. Her dress was neat, her shoes polished, but inside her chest, her heart bounced like a drum. Everything around her was polished marble, glass doors, and the smell of coffee she couldn't even pronounce. The receptionist, a woman with sharp cheekbones and sharp eyes to match, gave her a forced smile. You're the one Mr. Dare brought in, right? The cleaner girl? Amara smiled tightly. Yes. My name is Amara. The woman hummed. Welcome. But it didn't feel like welcome. It felt like judgment wrapped in perfume. When she entered the conference room, people fell silent. That's her, someone whispered. She's the one from the accident, said another. The whole cleaner to CEO story. Amara pretended not to hear. She had learned how to do that since childhood. When her classmates teased her for her old shoes. When people whispered about her mother selling roasted corn by the roadside. Pretending not to hear was a skill she had mastered. Dare walked in, holding a cup of tea and some files. Good morning, everyone. Morning, sir, the staff chorused. But his eyes searched for Amara, and when they met hers, he smiled. Amara, come sit beside me, he said casually. The whispers grew louder. She hesitated. Me? Yes, you. With shaky steps, she walked over and sat beside him. We're reviewing the foundation projects, Dare said. I want Amara to oversee our community outreach. The room froze. Some jaws dropped. Sir? Asked Tolu, the project manager. With all due respect, that's quite a responsibility. She's new. She's smart, Dare interrupted, calm but firm. And I trust her judgment. Tolu blinked, nodded stiffly, and continued the presentation. Amara tried to follow every word, scribbling notes even though her hand trembled. At the end of the meeting, Dare leaned closer. You okay? She nodded. Just trying not to faint. He chuckled softly. You did great. She looked at him. Are you always this confident? He shrugged. Only when I'm around people who remind me why I started all this. Amara blinked. Why did you start? He grew quiet. That's a story for another day. That evening, as Amara rode the bus back to her neighborhood, she wore sunglasses, not for the sun, but for the looks. Amara stepped into Dare's office wearing her best blue dress. It wasn't designer, but it hugged her body just right, and she felt strong in it, like a woman who deserved to be seen, not whispered about. Ah, the star of the hour, Dare said, rising from his desk as she entered. Nice dress. Amara smiled. Nice office. He laughed. Touché. She held out a folder. Here's the proposal for the school renovation project in Makoko. I stayed up all night. He took it, and Saturday you didn't have to do all that. I wanted to, she said. This is my chance to make a difference. Dare looked at her, eyes soft. You're not like most people I meet in this building. Because I used to clean the floors? No, he said. Because you see people that others ignore. You haven't lost your heart. Amara's smile faded slightly. But it feels like the world is trying to crush it. Dare leaned forward. Then let me help you carry some of that weight. She met his eyes and saw no pity, only care. And it scared her. Why do you care so much? She whispered. Because when I hit you that day, Dare said slowly, I thought I had ruined someone's life. But instead, you changed mine. She blinked rapidly. You barely knew me then. True, he said. But I felt something the first time I saw you lying on that hospital bed, scolding the nurse for ignoring the patient beside you. Amara chuckled at the memory. I forgot about that. I didn't. There was silence between them, heavy but warm. Suddenly, Dare's assistant knocked and opened the door. Sir, your father is here. Amara stiffened. Your father? Dare sighed. Perfect timing. An older man with a commanding presence entered, wearing a suit that looked more expensive than Amara's entire room rent for a year. So, you're the cleaner, the man said, his voice like cold stone. Amara stood quickly. Good afternoon, sir. Dare stepped between them. Papa, she has a name. Amara. The man ignored him. You're embarrassing this family. First that scandal, now hiring her to sit beside you like a partner. She is a partner, Dare said calmly. His father scoffed. This ends now. I have arranged a dinner with the Adenugas. Their daughter, Faye, is your match. I'm not interested in Faye or her father's money, Dare replied. You will marry into power. That was the plan. Well, Dare said, looking at Amara, plans change. His father narrowed his eyes. You'll regret this foolishness. Then he walked out without another word. Amara exhaled. That was intense. I'm sorry, Dare said, rubbing the back of his neck. He's old school. She sat down again, arms crossed. Do you always go against him like that? Only when he tries to control who I care about. Her eyes met his again. This time, they held longer. Dare, this thing between us. I don't even know what it is. Then let's find out together, he said. That night, Amara and Zeno sat in their compound, sharing suya and stories. "You're falling for him," Zeno said, biting into her meat. Amara shook her head. "No, I'm not." Zeno gave her a look. "You just defended a billionaire with more fire than you use when arguing with Danfo drivers." Amara threw a piece of suya at her. Zeno caught it and laughed. "Don't worry. If he breaks your heart, I'll help you steal all his wristwatches." Amara burst out laughing. "Zeno!" Then she grew quiet. "But what if this ends badly?" Zeno wiped her hands. "Then at least you lived. At least you didn't let fear stop you." Amara smiled. "You always know what to say." Zeno grinned. "That's why you keep me around." 3 days later, Dare stood on stage at a gala event. Cameras flashed as he spoke. "I believe change comes from recognizing potential where others see nothing." He paused, eyes scanning the crowd. Then they stopped. "Tonight, I want to recognize someone who showed me the power of courage. She's not just part of my team, she's the reason I still believe in goodness." He reached out a hand. "Amara, please join me." Gasps rippled through the audience. Some clapped. Some sneered. But Amara walked up, heels clicking against marble, heart thudding. He took her hand and whispered, "Ready?" Terrified, she whispered back. "Good," he said with a grin. "Means it's real." The lights glowed. The music swelled. And in that moment, amid cheers, whispers, doubt, and love, Amara knew her life would never be the same. Hello tribe, hope we enjoyed today's story. Please kindly put what you've learned in the comments section. Please remember to hit the like button, share this to your friends and family as well as subscribe to see you on the next one. Bye.